one to 6 victories is going to take home the prize money, Sean. And in any event, I don't care if it's playoffs or anything else, you never want to fall behind 2-0. So there is that little bit of added extra pressure to Lujuan and Team Nataku.
No, it's as you said, Mark, keeping that momentum, trying to even it out. When the teams and the players and the matchups were selected, we looked for parity, and we thought by giving the losing player the pick that we would almost have a mini draft, kind of like in the NBA, where the teams that finish below and not reaching the playoffs, they get to pick the top seed. So we'll see how this works its way out. Of course, we have Adar Al-Gedi as one of the matchups coming down the road possibly. So it'll be interesting to see if Sharon tries to make it a family affair, pick him for his team, or maybe send him to the other team and guarantee that one of them has the winning team.
Let's note that we are at Westchester Table Tennis Center. What a great facility. Will Shorts and all of his people there in Westchester, New York, have such a great venue to put on a big match like this. And Sean, we have had unbelievable support from the people in Westchester. We want to really, right off the top, thank Will Shorts for supporting us. The first 4 matches in the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge are played in Westchester, as well as others there. Wing Luke, Stephanie Luke, Edmund Swin has been a real help. We'll have this again as our umpire tonight, Wilson Chia. He has been helping on many different fronts. I want to thank Ben Nisbet for all his help. The people in Westchester have been just fantastic to work with.
And of course, as you said, the people in Singapore, our T2 team, have been great working with. They've provided amazing graphics, good foresight, helping with layout, making sure that everything looks perfect. So it's really been a true team effort, in addition to the USA Table Tennis staff headquartered in Colorado Springs. Daily meetings, good debriefs after each round to make sure we improve where we can. Hopefully the audio will be a little bit stronger this week. And you're on the road, Mark.
It's already better than it was last week, Sean. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't know if the broadcasters are better, but the audio certainly is, and that's a big help. So thank you for all your efforts on that as well. We want to remind everybody we are playing under T2 rules again tonight, as we did last week. I noted that the match between Kai Zhang and Tom Feng went as far as it could go. There is a 24-minute timer clock under T2 rules. You play the first 24 minutes, you play what they call a regular game. You play to 11. It's not exactly regular, though, Sean, in the sense that ordinarily under competition, tournament, table tennis, you have to win by 2. Not the case in T2 rules. First person to 11. It doesn't matter if it's 1 point or 10 points. It doesn't matter how many you win by. It is the first person to 11 who wins the regular game.
So it really gives you an advantage if you're serving at 10-10. Okay, normally it evens out with a normal deuce game. But at 10-10, the server gets to go, hopefully, best serve into the weakness of the opponent, get that strong attack going. So it adds an extra layer of excitement, as well as if we do hit that fast 5.
Well, the Fast 5 comes into play for every game that begins after the 24-minute mark. And we saw it last week. We had 3 Fast 5 games in last week's 7-game match between Kai Zhang and Tom Feng. And all 3 of them went Fast 5. Perfect word for it, because before we knew it, you're trying to get into the flow. The next thing you know, the game point or match point in several cases were on the line before you even knew what was happening.
Yeah, Tom Feng had 2 match points. Kai Zhang able to come back, hometown hero, left on his way to California to start his college over on the West Coast in, I think it's in Southern California in Los Angeles. And right now he's playing, I believe, in Ohio at one of the training camps that Samson Dabina is hosting, and he's helping some of our other national team members that are there. But what a way to go out and really finish up an illustrious career at Westchester, where he was the winningest monthly tournament winner.
Yeah, Kai really was the hometown favorite in last week's matchup with Tom Feng. I don't know who the hometown favorite is in this one this week. We've got Lu Juan, who is from College Point, New York, and plays quite a bit there at Westchester. And also with Sharon Al-Gedi, who is based in Tenafly, New Jersey. Of course, he's a college student as well at the University of Indiana, but the family lives in New Jersey. Both of them play a lot in Westchester. I'm not sure if we're going to see a 50-50 split in the crowd exactly, but I know each of the 2 players tonight will have a lot of support there in Westchester.
And usually when you have Team Al-Gedi cheering for one of its members, no matter how big the crowd is, they've got a slight edge or a little bit of an advantage. I believe that Gall, his twin brother, will be coaching him in this match. And I'm guessing I saw Adar hitting some balls earlier also. So it should be just an amazing matchup between two class players that can really bring everything to the table.
You know, it's an interesting point, Sean, that the Algetti family, if you've been around table tennis at all in the United States of America, you're familiar with the Algetti family. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that they support each other so strongly, regardless of the importance of the match. It could be the highest, the U.S. Nationals final. It could be just something of just playing each other for nothing at all. The family really is very closely tight unit, and they all have their own emotion. I always think, though, that Sharon is the most emotive of all of them. He's the one that I really love to watch to play because he is not afraid. He does it in, I think, a sportsman-like way, but he does really wear his emotions on his sleeve. And for me, coming from a different sport where everybody wears their emotions on their sleeves, it's a lot of fun to watch.
And credit Father Eyal, he has spent a lot of money, time, energy flying the boys to Europe to get a chance to play in some of the ITTF Junior Tour events where they've gained so much experience. I will echo your words, Mark. I think that Gall is a little bit more reserved. He doesn't get as loud. Adar pulls shots out from you never know where, both close to the table and off the end. But then Sharon, he really brings that heat. He brings his A game. He will change hands in the middle of shots. I think USA Table Tennis featured one of his highlight videos where, I mean, you just, in 7 minutes, you see like every possible shot from around the net to lefty, righty. And they've just really done everything they can to help Team USA improve, to be as strong at the U.S. Nationals, excellent results in the Olympic tryout. So, I mean, I hope they continue at Indiana University and at NYU to continue just to keep playing and look for spots on the team as they finish up their college careers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sean. Looking at that video, talking with Sharon, he's got all the shots. One of the shots that I think is absolutely brilliant is his soft touch around the net, a little drop shot that he's able to put in perfect position. He told me when I interviewed him one time, he learned that shot to teach older players a lesson who thought they were just going to storm over him and then just beat him right off the table. He'd throw that little drop shot on him just to make him think, you know what, you may be able to overpower me, but you're going to have to run up and play tight to the front of the table as well because I'm going to make you do it.
Yeah, his footwork is phenomenal. He's really able to cover both balls that hit the net and dribble off the side. He picks those up. He's able to, I mean, he's a full court player, but very strong backhands, very strong forehands. I mean, when we see this match, it would not surprise me if he backs up a little bit and lets Lu Juan maybe, I'm not kind of rope-a-dope. I mean, give her something to work with, but then at the same time, we know he can come with a big counterattack. So I'm excited. I can't think of a better matchup in week 2 than to have this righty-lefty combo.
Well, I love the way Lu Juan plays. She is a reverse penhold backhand player, and she has so much power. When you watch her, particularly the first time I really had a close opportunity to watch her was at U.S. Nationals. I believe it was in 2018, and it looked like she just overpowered all of her opponents. Anything that popped up with any height at all, she was able to just finish with just an absolute blast. She is a very strong, very athletic player. Obviously, she is also going to represent the United States of America in 2021 in Tokyo. A tremendous run in Santa Monica at the Olympic trials for her, unbeaten all the way through, and just one of those persons who, when she gets on a roll, it looks like to me, her confidence starts to brim, Sean, and she's very difficult to beat.
When as a lefty, she's able to play out of her backhand corner, and she likes to step around and play that, both the RPB, the reverse penhold backhand, cross court out to an opponent's forehand. But then when she steps around, she'll take that same angle, and it just really opens up the table for her to really jump on the attack, stay on the attack, and she has huge power. I mean, it's great technique, good snap of the forearm, weight transfer, you know, everything that you'd want to teach a young player to copy. And her serves are very difficult to read, very difficult to pick up where she's going with it. Her backhand go either side. She can block with the traditional penhold grip, or she just flips it over and you see a nice backhand reloop. So I think in the short game, she'll have a slight edge with Sharon. But once they get into the kind of the toe-to-toe, back-to-back, maybe mid-distance, I think Sharon will have a slight advantage there.
You mentioned that Sharon is going to be coached in his corner by his twin brother, Gall, and it looks like the husband of Liu Zhuan is going to be in her corner as well. So, Sean, we really do have a family affair tonight here at Westchester Table Tennis Center.
It's going to be very exciting, and it's wonderful to get a chance to do a little bit of this pregame show where we can talk about what to expect, what to see. Clearly, T2 format is the new element. It's something that the players are excited. That 10-10, 1 point to finish off a game. We saw it happen in the very first game with Tom and Kai. And then with the Fast Five, that's another new element for the players that, I mean, it seemed like Kai had no problem adopting. Tom was looking to play a little bit more safe and protect the lead, but no lead is completely unprotected in this format.
Yeah, I really got to commend the people at T2. They have done some innovative elements and added it to table tennis. The whole intent is to create a show atmosphere for the sport, something that, the sport's a great sport regardless of how you play or whether it's in your garage or at the World Championships or Olympics. But they are at T2 trying to bring the true energy of the sport to the presentation of their events. And I think they've done a fantastic job of making a couple of small tweaks that actually do make it more exciting, make it a little bit more quicker, and make it, Sean, a little bit more TV friendly.
Absolutely. And they've had a lot of advisors from Vladimir Samsonov to some of the top Chinese players in the Chinese league look at the ending of the game and to be able to almost put like a tennis tiebreaker to move it up so that you see that game after game in that final T2 format with the Fast Five. So I think that it really lends itself to excitement, the 10-10 tie, 1 point sudden death, while keeping the rest of the game identical. Serving rules, serve position, everything else stays the same, but it's just those two little tweaks.
Yeah, I'm real happy that USATT and T2 have been able to partner on this event. I know, Sean, as we All right, welcome everybody to the Thursday night challenge here. The T2 challenge, Thursday night live at the Westchester Table Tennis Center. Mark Thompson and Sean O'Neill ready to get on our second week underway. Sean, obviously last week we did have Team Butterfly under the guidance of Kai Zhang end up knock off Team Nataku and Tom Feng. Playing for Team Nataku in this week, it is Liu Zhuan taking on Sharon Algetti, playing for Team Butterfly. We've noted already there are 11 predetermined matches. 4 of those matches are scheduled here at Westchester Table Tennis Center, including next week's matchup and the week after that as well. We'll find out who's playing next week. Later on, the loser of tonight's event actually gets to pick their teammate for next week's matchup. So we'll stick with that at the end of the show, as we note that Team Butterfly is up 1-0. And Sean, I noted it earlier, but in any event, I don't care if it's playoffs or even up one game that you're playing, you don't want to fall behind 2-0. Here we get a look at the competition regulations. There are 22 players on the national team who are playing each other in 4 different cities here in New York, the New York area of Westchester. We're going to be in Silicon Valley and Los Angeles and Houston, as well as Team Butterfly and Captain David Sakai, who have a 1-0 lead right now against Team Nataku and Captain Patty Wanserman. And I know Patty wants to get back at David as quickly as possible. It is the loser tonight who will pick their teammate for next week. And of course, we are playing under T2 regulations, and that of course means that there is a 24-minute clock. It is a best-of-7 match. First person who wins 4 ends up winning the match. The regular games are played within the 24 minutes. Any game started after the 24th minute is a fast 5. There is no deuce in T2. And of course, when you get to the Fast 5, that means 4-4 becomes a very exciting point as we get the tail of the tape between Liu Zhuan and Sharon Algetti. Sean has noted on a couple of occasions that Liu Juan is a left-hander. She plays the penholder style when against Sharon Algetti, playing, I suppose, the more conventional shake hand style off the right side. Going to be an interesting matchup between the lefty Liu Juan against the righty Sharon Algetti today, Sean O'Neill.
Really contrasting styles, a lot of power. Look for both players to figure out how they're going to set up their first attack, and if the other player attacks first, how they're able to defend. Look for a lot of play down the line, backhand to backhand, that keeps the other player at bay, and then look for either Sharon to use his backhand wide out to Liu Juan's forehand, and Liu Juan to do the same. Take her backhand wide out and really try to open up this match.
You know, they've got Liu Juan listed as an attacker, and she is a very powerful player, but we've noted the two-wing attacker, Sharon Algetti, and is literally a two-wing attacker for him on those clips that he gave to USA TT and posted earlier this summer. He actually did play with both the right hand and the left hand, so I'm a little bit reluctant to call him a pure righty the way that Sharon Algetti will get creative at times, Sean.
Yeah, we'll have to see which point turns out to be the highlight of the match. We had a great shot with Kai Jung and Tom Feng in that final game where they were just going toe-to-toe off the table with a number of reloops. Looks like we're about to be ready.
We are playing under COVID-19 rules. Of course, the players will not change sides. So closer to you on your screen, it is Sharon Algetti, and on the far side, it is the lefty Liu Juan. They will change out the ball as frequently as is necessary. The serve does go to Sharon Algetti, game one of match number 2 in Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge.
And just look right out of the chute. Sharon is going to jump on every opportunity. Look for him both physically and emotionally to try to take a stand early.
It was a good job by Liu Juan to dig one out of the body, get it back on the table. Long from Sharon, 1-1. And the serve switches over to Liu Juan, who will represent the United States of America in Tokyo in 2021 in the Olympics.
And again, Sharon doing an excellent job of getting his forehand into play. Again, both players like to play the ball down the line on the backhand side to stay away from the opposing forehand attack.
A couple of good touches there, and Sharon Algetti has the early 3-1 lead game one. It is a best of 7. You got to win 4 games to win the match.
Oh, that's a big backhand opening and actually finish from Sharon. That wide out to the forehand for both players will be open. Both standing in the backhand corners leave that opportunity for the opponent to go strong cross court. And there you saw Liu Juan getting the first ball out to Sharon's forehand and then tried to go again, but just caught the top of the net.
And she stepped around nicely on that forehand and just got a bad break, down 1-5 with the serve here in game one.
Nice side spin serve. A little bit half long. Sharon, as he came in to try to control it, just got a little too much of the ball and it went off the end.
Another good backhand that time by Sharon Algetti, deep to the right side of the table as he's looking at it, and those are extremely difficult to handle.
Sharon's really playing tight, not giving Liu Juan anything to work with, keeping it low to the net, not far off the end of the table. There you saw him going for his inside-out loop. That time Liu Juan did a nice job of diffusing the spin on his serve.
Liu Juan missing long on that one. Now down 3-8 in game one.
Oh, great combination by both players. Liu Juan getting the slight upper hand with the backhand cross court off the bounce.
Serve comes over to Sharon Algetti, up 8-4 in game one. looks like, Sean, that on those forehands that Liu Juan is trying to bring it down to the backhand side of Sharon. He's handled them well for the most part, but not on that time.
Oh, once again, a very strong backhand opening loop by Sharon. Again, cross court out to the forehand side. And Liu Juan doing a really nice job of serving short out to the forehand side. Sharon trying to step over and to use his backhand, but that angle is very difficult.
And now we have game point for Sharon Algetti, who gets the serve at 10-6. 24-minute clock. It's under 20 minutes now.
The first time these players have played a tournament since the Olympic tryouts.
And game one does go to Sharon Algetti at 11-7. And both players will go back to their respective corners to get guidance from their coaches. It's Gael Algetti, who is coaching his twin brother, Sharon. Those two actually won the men's double national title back in 2007. And Sharon, we've seen already, Sean, showing that emotion. The clock continues to run, I'll note, in between games. You get up to 45 seconds in between games, but the clock does continue to run on the 24-minute clock.
And Mark, I think I misspoke. It's tough to see with the mask, but I believe it's brother Adar who's helping Sharon. As he walked past the end of the table quickly, I was unable to really make it out, but I'm pretty sure it's Adar helping in this match.
I think with the Algettis, it doesn't really matter. The family, one is, they're all in it together, as far as I can tell. So Adar, who is he's scheduled to play in the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge as well. His scheduled match is another Battle of the Genders against Amy Wong. And we see that one.
And again, players staying on the same side because we are under COVID rules to keep them distant 6 feet and safe. And Sharon is really looking strong right out of the chute here in game two.
It's off the net and long, and a 1-1 tie in game two. Important game here for Liu Juan, down 1-0 games.
Oh, again, great backcourt play by Sharon, keeping the ball in play.
Thought that Liu Juan was going to put away that short bounce early in that rally and couldn't do it.
Oh, aggressive serve. You can see Sharon tapping his temple, saying that was a smart play, very sudden out to the forehand. Risk well rewarded. Oh, a little bit of nerves right there. Served directly into the bottom of the net. And there's Liu Juan's patented backhand opening loop cross court.
Beautiful shot.
Good spin. If you get that back often, you'll see a monstrous forehand follow up with a step around.
Liu Juan pulls within one here in game two. The serve, Sharon Algetti going to the backhand.
Oh,
great
the serve that went long. Liu Juan opens up with the backhand and Sharon counterattacks. Extremely strong play.
Another great backhand loop that time by Sharon Algetti. He has hit that shot on numerous occasions. We're only 9 points into game two, and he's used it on several occasions very effectively, Sean.
Just really staying up at the table. And again, putting pressure on Liu Juan directly off her serve, not allowing her to really breathe or to get anything going.
Down 3-7 with the serve, Sharon Algetti up 1-0.
And she's having a tough time really finding the table off of these short pushes that just come off the end a little bit. Sharon with the high toss serve, and that time she was able to attack a ball that went long. And Sharon right now is just too tough in the backhand-to-backhand exchanges. He's not backing up like he did the last time they played, just really sticking up there. And now
that's a great example of it right there, Sean, again.
And went for a little bit too much on that last backhand. But Lu Juan, she really has her work cut out for her. Right now, trailing 10-5 in game 2.
Again, long, and it is Sharon Algetti who's going to take a 2-game-to-none lead, and that seems to be an issue that Lu Juan is having at this point, Sean, is that when she's coming to what would be the cross court for her going from right to left, that she's hit the ball long on a number of occasions, just not finding the table.
Yeah, and I think what's happened, Mark, is that based on their last match, we talked in the team captains meeting where Lu Juan said she'd play a lot more offensive, take it to Sharon, but Sharon hasn't backed up. He's almost changed his game plan, predicting that she would make an adjustment to hers, and he's just putting a lot of pressure with very strong backhand play, both taking his backhands into her backhand and then occasionally sending it out to her wide forehand. And he's just looking solid. I mean, he's just game 1, game 2, right out of the blocks, and now he'll be serving to start this game 3.
Still considerable time on the clock, 13:40 as we start game 3. And with her first lead of the match is Lu Juan taking the first point in game 3.
Oh, that's just a solid backhand flip there by Sharon. Stepped under the table, good fundamentals, played it to the open court, and got out quickly in case it came back. Oh, and that was not fundamentally sound there. She really served a nice side spin, top spin, and Sharon tried to push it back, and it popped up.
Now, Lu Juan with a 3-1 lead. Serve comes across to Sharon Algetti, leading 2-games-to-none in the best-of-7 match. She gets a little break there. Before you, they go against you. That one for Lu Juan, up by 3 at 4-1.
Oh, great hands by Lu Juan on that last one, able to block Sharon's strong backhand play. And Mark, we saw last week where Tom Feng really dominated the first half of the match, and then when they went into the Fast 5, all bets were off.
Are you suggesting that Lu Juan should go in the four-corner offense?
At least take her time a little bit and see if she can get into where 5 points is a lot easier to win than to get the full 11.
She's up 6-2 here, and the serve coming across to Sharon. Still 11:53 remaining on the 24-minute clock, so still lots of time. Lu Juan not happy with herself on that one. Looked like she was set up for the backhand and just missed it.
And just good openings, ready to play the next shot. I don't think Lu Juan expected Sharon to play so strong off that first ball.
Sharon climbing his way back within 1. 6-5 with the serve, Lu Juan.
And that's a little bit more of the trademark with Lu Juan, getting the backhand first attack, well placed into the elbow area and keeping her mini lead here in game 3.
Clock does continue to run during the towel breaks, and you want a 30-second towel break. Liu Zhuan up by 3 again at 8-5. Sharon Algetti leading 2-0 with the serve.
Oh, again, nice cross-court down-the-line combination by Sharon. Again, both players love to start out wide on the forehand to get their opponent out of their backhand corner, which is really the neutral or ready position. Oh. Sharon's making a run to try to go up 3-0 with these very strong serve returns.
Great touch that time by Sharon Algetti to draw back even at 8-8.
Can feel the frustration that Liu Zhuan has. She's missed a lot of the short balls. And that time, Liu Zhuan showed great patience. Sharon almost baited her to go for the big forehand smash. She took it soft, brought him back in, and then continued the attack. So she definitely has a plan if Sharon decides to go back and lob.
It was a good save by Sharon, but point did go to Liu Zhuan.
And Sharon's just winning a battle of the short balls. He's getting that backhand, call it a banana flip. He's getting that in very effectively. Liu Zhuan having a tough time tracking where he's going to go with it.
And in the body of Liu Zhuan goes long, and now with game point is Sharon Algetti trying to go up 3-0 here at the Westchester Table Tennis Center. Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge. This one a battle of the genders. And great shot by Sharon Algetti, powering it down the line. Takes a 3-0 lead in games 11-9. Just a really effective shot. Just blew it by Liu Zhuan. There's Sean.
Great drop shot off the serve, able to, again, diffuse the serve, and then on the return, turned the corner, got his forehand into play, and just took it straight down the line. So he is in the driver's seat. Of course, with this timing, he's going to have to be careful, because if Liu Zhuan could take this game, very likely the remaining games would be in the Fast 5 format. But so far, it has been all Sharon Algetti right from the start, playing his style of table tennis, constant pressure. And Liu Zhuan still looking for her rhythm.
Get a ball in play here. Down to 6:55 remaining on the clock. And I think you're right, Sean. If Liu Zhuan can just stave this one off, he may go into the Fast 5.
The last thing I would do if I was Liu Zhuan is even look at the clock.
Yeah.
Just focus on trying to win each and every point, because right now, Team Butterfly's Sharon Algetti has been a freight train.
He's up early 2-0 in game 4.
Oh, and
Great
that's
shot.
beautiful. What a forehand. Beautiful swing, well placed. Landed it
The
when
ball
she
has been
needed it
missing
most.
really all match long, Sean. It finally lands.
And Sharon just doing an outstanding job of getting his attacks in. I can tell you, if Lu Juan was the only one attacking, Sharon would be really backed up. But instead, he's bringing his own pressure. That counter loop went long, but still leading 3-2 here in game 4.
That flip backhand again, very effective. Back into the body of Lu Juan, couldn't handle it. And now Sharon Algetti with the serve up 4-2 in game 4, leading 3-0, trying to sweep through Lu Juan, 14 butterfly.
Oh, and look at that. What a strong forehand down the line. Just the consistency, power, precision. He's doing an outstanding job.
Now lead 6-2 here in game 4.
A little bit of frustration there on that missed forehand flip kill. And Sharon just really shutting Lu Juan down.
I think you're right, Sean. Some frustration showing through here. Sharon up 8-2.
And you could see such great patience there by Sharon. The ball was a little high. He could have gone for an offensive flip, but he just, as you said, Mark, soft hands, returned it short, put the pressure back on Lu Juan. And that was a shot of desperation, but with a 6-point lead, you can afford to go for some of those.
And now match point, the first for Sharon Algetti.
And unable to run that one down. Again, Lu Juan opting to drop the first lob to bring Sharon in, but still 6 more match points.
And that does it, as Team Butterfly has taken a 2-0 lead in the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge with a big victory here by Sharon Algetti, 11-7, 11-5, 11-9, and 11-4 in Game 4. Sharon Algetti, Sean O'Neill, was on his game tonight. I'm not sure that was so much a reflection of the way Lu Juan plays as it was a reflection of the way Sharon Algetti can play when he gets it going.
And we're going to have a chance to go down onto the main floor with Will Shortz with our winner this evening.
And of course, under our rules, it will be Lu Juan. As the loser of this match will pick her teammate for Team Nataku for next week, as we wait on Will Shortz for the post-match interview to talk with Sharon Algetti. And here they are. You know, Sean, while we're waiting on this, we talk about Sharon Algetti, and he played in the Olympic trials in Santa Monica in late February as well. And here, turn it back over here to Will Shortz.
What was your strategy going into tonight?
I played her before, so I kind of knew the game. I expected what she was going to do. I was kind of ready. My strategy was basically just start from the first point, which was what I did. I knew if I lose the first game, with this T2 format, I think it's kind of a struggle for me. But I brought my full energy from the first game. I knew if I go to fast 5 with her, it's maybe not too good for me. So my goal was to have a lead once the time runs out. I mean, lucky for me, there was still time on the clock, but I just tried to play my best, from the first point, which was successful for me.
Yeah. What do you think of the T2 format?
I like it. I mean, I tried not to look at the time. I practiced with my older brother a couple of times a fast 5. So I was ready if it was going to get there, but, I didn't get to experience it so much.
Didn't need it. And one more question. Do you have anything to say to your fans?
Yeah, thank you so guys for supporting me. The T2 League was an amazing experience. This chance to play at such a high level during this tough coronavirus times. I miss table tennis, and I hope everyone at home keeps playing and practicing, even though the circumstances are not the best right now. But our table tennis players, we do what we love, and I mean, this is a great experience to reunite table tennis and spread around the U.S. and the world.
Congratulations.
Sharon Algetti with some nice words for his fans. Will Shorts there. I think you'll next talk with Lu Juan, who, as we know, Sean, has the option of picking her teammate as the loser of tonight's Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge match. She gets to pick her teammate for next week here at Westchester.
First of all, you played very nicely. That's even better. Good. First of all, congratulations. You played well. Tell me about the match. What happened?
So a long time no play, just stayed home 5 months. I just practice 2 weeks.
Practice for 2 weeks, yeah.
No fee. Cannot control the Sharon today. Very good.
Yeah.
Fast.
He's very powerful, very fast. Yeah. I was going to ask, what do you think is the main difference between you and him tonight? Was it his speed? Was it his power?
Yeah, he's being more speed and faster than me, so I'm too slow.
I wish I was as slow as you. And I have one more question. Because you lost the match tonight,
Yeah.
you get to pick the person to be on your team for next week. So you have a choice between Adar Algetti or Amy Wong. Who would you like?
I choose anyone.
All right. Amy Wong is on Juan's team next week. Okay. Nice playing. Thanks a lot.
Well, there it is, Sean O'Neill. We know the match for next week at the Westchester Table Tennis Center for Thursday Night Live, the T2 Challenge. It is Amy Wong who's going to represent Nataku and be the teammate for Lu Juan and try to get things back on the right path for Team Nataku. Amy Wong will take on Adar Algetti, who, as I think you noted during the broadcast, was there coaching his brother Sharon, who was just absolutely dominant tonight.
I mean, as he mentioned in his post-match interview with Will Shorts, his goal was to get out fast and strong and stay away from the fast five, and he did that to the T. It'll be interesting. Adar has a chance to see the action live up and close. Amy is going to have the weight on her shoulders for Team Nataku to try to right that ship for Tom Feng and Lu Juan.
Well, Amy Wong is the former #1 junior player in the world at one time, and obviously taking on one of the Algetti brothers. It'll be interesting to see if Sharon is in the corner for Adar. I'm pretty confident one of the Algetti is going to be in that corner for next week. What do you foresee as the strategy if you're Amy Wong thinking, okay, a Team Nataku, we're down 2-0. What is my strategy next week against Adar to get my team back in the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge event?
Amy has some of the most amazing hands and best touch in the sport. She takes everything rather early and quick off the bounce. So if she can get her rhythm going, she can really kind of throw a monkey wrench into Adar because he does a little bit of everything. He does everything well. He's off the table. He's close to the table. But his job is going to be to force her out of her rhythm. She, at the same time, wants to keep that quick off the bounce backhand and forehand attacks. It'll again be a contrast in style. It'll be a battle of the genders in week 3. So I really think that right now I'd probably lean a little bit towards Adar, but I don't know if they've played before.
You know, Sean, you look at the way that Sharon Algetti played tonight, and I love the way this kid plays. We saw the emotion. We saw how aggressive. We heard the word power used in several of the questions and answers presented by Will Shorts post of the match. You look at Sharon Algetti, what would it take? And obviously, he was there at the Olympic trials. He wanted to represent the United States of America in what would have been the 2020 Olympics, now 2021 in Tokyo. Couple of guys out in front of him right now. You know, you look at Kanak Jai. You look at the way Nikhil Kumar is playing right now. You look at Zhou Shin. You say to yourself, what does it take for a guy like Sharon Algetti, so aggressive, such a strong player, so adept at very many different things? What does it take for a guy like that to break through and ultimately get to the top of the heap in American table tennis?
I think it's just continuing to do what he's doing. I think continue to practice. He's got his twin brother there in Indiana, so they keep practicing hard, keep playing. The more tournaments, the more experience. He's right there. I mean, he's been battling these guys for a number of years. It's just in Santa Monica this year, the ball didn't fall his way, but he was there competing as hard. And the same with Adar, the same with Gall. I mean, they're always among the top players on the national team during the tryouts.
For Liu Jiwan, this was a tough match, obviously, tonight. Playing a guy like Sharon Algetti, that's some good shots there. But you would imagine for her, and developing her game, she talked about the fact that she really hasn't been practicing as much as she would like. I'm sure many table tennis players can relate to that fact right now. But for her to play in an event like this and really, be, for lack of a better term, be humble to a certain extent, it seems like it's something you want to grab onto and say, okay, realize that I can take an event like this and actually use it to propel myself forward.
Yeah, it's very challenging because in most tournaments, or even in kind of like team matches, you would have one or two warm-up matches, then you'd get to the quarters or the semis and the finals, so you get some rhythm momentum. Sharon came out like gangbusters, and in this one-match final kind of scenario, it really doesn't give you a chance to get set or to kind of get things working. So for Liu Jiwan, she needs to continue to just train as much as she can looking into Tokyo. I mean, the women's game slightly different than the men's, and I'm sure she'll be ready. She's a pro.
All right, in week 2 of the Thursday Night Live T2 Challenge, it is once again Team Butterfly taking a 2-0 lead and setting up a very important match next week for Team Nataku between Amy Wong, who will represent Team Nataku, and Adar Algetti. Tonight it is Sharon Algetti sweeping through Liu Jiwan, 4 straight games, 11-7, 11-5, 11-9, and 11-4. For Sean O'Neill and the entire crew there at the Westchester Table Tennis Center, who once again we want to thank you for everything that you've done. Thank the staff as well at USA Table Tennis and everybody at T2 for partnering with us here in the United States of America. I'm Mark Thompson. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Live, the T2 Challenge.